Let's talk about your job a little bit, because we've had these similar careers where we were in these dream jobs.
Yeah.
And I always tell my family, it's not like it looks. It makes it worse when everyone's telling you, I want your job, I want to do this. And we just sat and waited 2 hours because you were giving back. You're on the Pat Tillman Foundation board. Mm-hmm. We have, the Veteran Day special, and at the last minute they ask you, could you do this for the veterans? And people don't realize how long some of these things take. And you have 3 children, a family, a drive home. Your other cohorts, we won't mention names, they drive all the way to Boston for 2 hours, and the traffic doubles every 10 minutes,
Exactly.
I swear. Tell us a little about the inside of what it feels like to everyone think you have this perfect life, and reality is there that, look, you have to still work out and do these things.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I mean, when I was getting ready to do the commencement speech in May of 2015 at Indiana, it was Monday before the Saturday commencement, and I had done nothing, because that's typical me, wait till the last second, procrastinate. But the adrenaline rush is kind of what makes me, at the end,
succeed
and perform. But my dad said to me, people see this TV, this face on your TV screen, and they think everything is just perfect, and he's like, are you willing to be honest? And that was the first time I was really publicly honest about my academic struggles. And then from then on, because throughout my career, there's been so many ups and downs. But that's why, and I've been at ESPN for 10 and a half years. I started in February of 2007, and I can't believe it. When I was 12 years old, I announced to my family I wanted to work at ESPN. I wanted to be a sportscaster.
Wow.
12 years old. So now.
And who's your favorite sportscaster? Was it Chris? Like everyone else?
No, I didn't really have a favorite.
You did.
I mean,
you just wanted to be a sportscaster.
I did. I wanted to be like some of them.
Yeah.
There weren't that many to choose from. Certainly Robin Roberts.
Yeah.
As one of very few women. But in general, I just wanted to talk about athletes and the stories. And I was amazed at a young age at their strength and how you're 100-meter dash at the Olympics. You've worked your whole life. How do you not vomit right there?
Right.
Like when it's all right. Like I was in awe, and I wanted to tell those stories. So I just knew I didn't care who I was, like me.
Yeah.
But I mean, the ups and the downs have been tremendous. But
did you ever want to quit?
Yes.
Yeah.
A million times.
Do you have
My
one
parents had to
story you
talk
can
me
share
out
with
of it.
me?
Yeah, I was in Indianapolis, and this is in 97, 98.
Yeah.
Loved it. Top 25 market. It was my first sports job. I was in news before because
Yeah.
nobody would let me into sports. And long story short, I was making like $18,000 a year in a top 25 market.
Oh.
And this is late 90s. It's not like it was
Yeah,
in
right.
1965.
Right.
And I was contracted to get a $2,000 raise. 2,000. So I
Yeah.
would have gotten up to $20,000 a year.
Wow.
Again, top 25 market.
Yeah.
People there making 6 figures. Some. And so, long story short, I went in and I asked for an advance in my raise because I was having to wait tables at night to support myself, to pay rent. And I was on TV during the day. So people would recognize me as I'm passing out their steaks. They're like, aren't you that girl? I was like, yes. How would you like your steak? Medium rare, fine, butter, baked potato. So,
that's awesome.
So I just went in and said, listen, can you advance me that raise by like 2 months? He's like, come back in a week, we'll talk about it. I came back. He said, the GM and I have discussed things, and we don't think you're worth it right now.
Oh.
And I was like, worth it? What do you mean? And
Yeah.
he just went through all the reasons why I was horrible. And I talked too fast, and my clothing was not good, my makeup was bad, my hair was ugly, and I just was too green to be in the market. I'm like, I mean, you hired me, and yes, but that wasn't certainly the way to be constructive with someone who's trying to be in the business. And so when someone tells you, it's one thing if they don't like you, it's another thing if they say that you're not worth it.
Yeah.
And I remember calling my parents, and I was devastated because I was working 3 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the weekends. I was early, mid-20s, should be going out. But no, I was.
This is where luck comes in, right? Everyone hears these stories. It's like, I'm so lucky. You're working 2 jobs for no money.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But here's the key. I was going to quit.
Yeah.
And my mom and dad were like, you will never forgive yourself. My mother said, don't do what I did.
Yeah.
She quit too soon. Dad was in the military. Hard to keep a career going as a military spouse. But they talked me out of it. And what if they hadn't? What if they hadn't challenged me to push back and show that guy that I am worth it and that he's a loser boss for saying that to someone? And that was a huge turning point for me in my life. It's okay. It worked out the way it was supposed to work.
Right.
And I got up and I left. And I got another job. I broke my contract. He made me actually pay back the $1,000 that they spent to move me from South Bend. They made me
So
pay it back,
kind.
break my, so kind. But you know what? It's okay. I left. I improved myself. And every single time there was a challenge, I said, okay, fine. You have two choices. Do you quit or do you show them that you're not going to take it? And I went from this shy kid who was afraid to look in the mirror to saying, yeah, got a problem with me?
Yeah.
With a smile.
Good- right.
And so, yes, luck, but like I now know, especially the last year, I've just been through a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
I now know that I can handle pretty much everything.